demands for the removal of the British base and free elections. The British government has already agreed to remove the base, and at a press conference last week, the chairman of the Federal Supreme Council announced his government's decision to accept the UN resolutions on South Arabia, which include the holding of free elections. I talked about this with Sheikh Mohammed Fareed, Federal Minister for External Affairs and leader of the delegation in London.
If a provisional government is set up, a government which does not include some of the more extremist nationalist groupings, presumably the result will be a stepping up of terrorism and subversion.
I sincerely hope this will never happen. And I think that when they see that we are serious about implementing the United Nations resolutions, and when they see that all the states in South Arabia, those inside the Federation and those outside the Federation, are sitting round and trying to implement the United Nations resolutions, I hope they will come and join. I think that any group that refuses to accept the United Nations resolution, that refuses to go to the people for election on the basis of adult universal suffrage, as required by the United Nations resolution, have not got the interest of the country at heart.
Well, then whose interest do you think they do have at heart?
Well, we will have to see. I'm still hopeful that they will come. But if they don't come, if they don't accept what we have accepted, and if they don't join hands, then it will be clear that they represent foreign interest, not the interest of South Arabia.
If all the assumptions about Nasser's future tactics are right, the federal forces will be all that stands between Nasser and the achievement of his alleged aim of destroying the Federation, unless it can be of his own choosing, and toppling the traditional rulers. At a Federal Army camp, some of the Federal Army's equipment is distinctly vintage, like these Vickers machine guns introduced into the British Army in 1916. I asked Brigadier Viner, who was putting the Federal Army's case at the London conference, about South Arabia's future defence requirements. How far King Faisal is prepared to help South Arabia is not known, but it's thought likely that he will provide money for new weapons.